Hi everybody. It's GW here. Just it's been a little bit of time since I've done this the last time. Been out of town, took a nice trip, enjoyed myself, came back nice and refreshed, ready to talk, and has had several things lined up that I was going to talk about. And lo and behold, Joe Biden, yeah, President of the United States, he decides that he is going to withdraw from the campaign. And it's really interesting when you take a look at what has happened. I don't think anybody who's listened to any of my blogs before thinks that I'm a great fan of Trump. I'm not, and I have to admit that even though I voted for Biden the last time, it becomes harder and harder, to think that you rationalize that vote when you see how he has been prepared and how he has conducted himself in various matters over the last month, 6 weeks, maybe longer than that. I don't think I said this before, but I my dad had Parkinson's, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that down the road that's what they're going to say that the president has, and it's a tough disease. But what I do know is that it's now been almost 48 hours since President Biden has said that he's not going to run for president and he's not going to accept the nomination for president. And he has endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris is an interesting lady. She is well respected inside the political community. I don't think you become vice president of the United States without having a great deal of respect from leaders across the country, across the board, all different types of people and places. But she is an interesting character because when she did run for president a few years ago, she did not win, obviously, the nomination. She withdrew relatively early, but obviously made a name for herself as she went along with that. So now you have a vice president who has well traveled, has met a lot of the world's leaders, has been able to develop a little bit of a world basis in the 4 years that she was vice president. Also has a record that is quite good as an attorney general in California and as whatever lawmaker that she was before she was vice president. But the fact of the matter remains, she's a woman. She's a woman of color, and she is, thank God, of the younger generation. She is in her 50s. Now, what does that mean? Well, when you go way back, I mean way back, and when Clinton was running against the elder Bush, I, who have family ties in Arkansas, I knew that Clinton had been governor of Arkansas for, I think it was 16 years. And I know that Arkansas, although one of the bottom ranking states in the country, at the end of the 16 years with Clinton as governor, Arkansas was better off than they were when he started. And so it was an easy vote for me at that time. Now, the other reason why it was an easy vote is because I was tired of my father's generation running this country. There's a limited window for each generation of when your generation is going to be the one who is the leaders and the impactful people who are really running everything that's going on. And I have to think that the generation of today, the younger generation of today, actually lost 4 years of that when they had the choice of Biden or Trump. And when that choice was made, they said, well, okay, people of my generation can continue running the country for another 4 years. And then they did that. So here we are. Okay. Now, this is a generational fight. In my mind, there are a million issues that you can put on the table of this. But the real bottom line of this, in my mind, is it's a generational fight. Who do you want to lead this country? Do you want an old man to continue on with ways that are at best questionable? Or do you want a person who is a career politician? Now, there's a lot of connotation around that particular phrase, right? A career politician. But that is also a person who has learned how to govern and learned how to govern inside the democracy that we have in the United States, or we should have in the United States. And it's going to take some rebuilding to get it back into the shape that it was a few years ago. Because in all honesty, there's been a great deal of damage to that process, to that democracy that we have. And so that's really, in my mind, that's really the choice that we have. Are we going to have a generational president for the people who are 40 and 50? Are we going to have another 4 years of a president who is an old man? Comes down to that. In my mind, it's as simple as that. Take your choice. Now, you got a lot of baby boomers out there. Hopefully, baby boomers are not going to be just, oh, we need to continue the power. Hopefully, I'm a baby boomer. Hopefully, we have a lot of baby boomers out there who agree with me and say that it's time. It is time to run the older generation out of the office. Applaud them for the efforts that they've made. Applaud them for the job that they've done and the sacrifices that they have made to be this type of, think about the personal sacrifices a person has to make to be president of the United States. It is a tough, tough job. It's time for someone with youth, vigor, energy to go in and do that job. And also, a little bit of stability and sanity would help too. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed it. I've been back here trying to get everything working again for a day or two. I'll try to put these out every week or so. I kind of enjoyed it. Nobody's listening, but please remember, I'm GW. And subscribe, follow, listen, do whatever it is you got to do. Thanks. I really do enjoy doing these.